All right, guys. Sorry I'm a little late. Just had some stuff going on here at home, but hey, guys. And so I see Woody and ETC. You guys are here, and I did see um say sick as a dog. Yeah, I saw that. Are gonna be gonna be a lurking night. Okay, let's see. Yo, hey Woody. Hi Woody. And then we're down to one. Oh boy. Oh, the YouTube says three, but oh, now we're up to three. There we go. All right. Well, there's three of us in here, so I guess I'll start talking a little bit about what's on tap for tonight. So I've got what looks like four stories tonight. There's some news in regards to Sony and Crunchyroll and all that. I have also saw a Dragon Ball story, couple other pieces of news in DC Comics and some other stuff. So um, that's basically what's on tap for tonight. Um, we'll wait a few minutes. We'll wait a few minutes to see if we can get anybody else. And as always, guys, I always appreciate the likes and shares. Um, always appreciate the likes and shares. If you guys can help me out with that, that'd be appreciated as well. See if we can get some more people in here. Um, oh yeah. So let's see. So we're just after 2 minutes. Okay. Um, well, I know that ATT said you were sick. I still hope you had a good day of rest at least. You know. Um, oh yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, as I said, we're just waiting around to see who else may show up here. Guess I can go ahead and start getting a screen share up for the first story here. Oh yes, with three of us in here, I might start. I might start at the 5 minute mark. 'Cause at least, as long as there's at least a couple other people in here, I usually like to start as soon as possible. When I have these long waits, that laugh out loud. Nope. uh, so, anyways, no rest for you, huh? Uh, sorry to hear that, my friend. I hope you get some amount of rest to get better soon. Um, hmm. Okay, now we're past 4 minute mark. Um, anyways, let's see. So let's 4:35. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So, um, first story we're going to look at here is Sony acquires Crunchyroll to merge with Funimation. Popular anime streaming service Crunchyroll will become part of Sony's Funimation after being purchased from AT&T for over $1 billion. We know that this sale has been going down for a while. Um, After months of negotiations, AT&T's Warner Media has confirmed a deal to sell its anime streaming service Crunchyroll. Sony is purchasing Crunchyroll for nearly $1.2 billion to be merged with its own service Funimation. AT&T has been seeking a buyer for Crunchyroll as part of an initiative to streamline its assets and reduce its debt. According to THR, I guess that's the Hollywood Reporter, Funimation and Crunchyroll have long been rivals in the Japanese animation market. Sony Pictures Entertainment CEO Tony Vincicara um, made a statement on the deal saying, "We are proud to bring Crunchyroll into the Sony family. Together with Crunchyroll, we'll create the best possible experience for fans and greater opportunity for creators, producers, and publishers in Japan and elsewhere." Okay, before I continue, let's see if you guys have anything to say on that thus far, which it looks like you don't. So, anyways, as we continue on here, Crunchyroll, which has 90 million registered users, was founded in 2006 and offers not only 1,000 anime shows, but hundreds of East Asian dramas and 50 manga titles. In 2016, it formed a partnership with Funimation to offer streaming of select content between the two platforms. However, the partnership ended in 2018 after Sony acquired Funimation and AT&T Otter Media acquired Crunchyroll. I think Otter Media is the parent company of Rooster Teeth, I think, from what I understand. But the next year, Crunchyroll became a part of Warner Media after a reorganization resulting from AT&T's purchase of Warner Brothers. Warner Media Chief Revenue Officer Tony Concalves, Concavs, Goncalves, also had remarks about the deal. Crunchyroll's success is a direct result of the company's culture and commitment to their fans. By combining with Funimation, they will continue to nurture a global community and bring more anime to more people. He added, they've created an end to end global ecosystem for the incredible art form. A description on the Crunchyroll website calls the streaming platform the world's most popular anime brand, connects anime and manga fans in more than 200 countries and territories with 360-degree experiences. Sony's purchase will give Funimation control over a brand that currently has 3 million subscribers. That's the gist of the statements there. Excuse me a moment while I go off camera. All right, so you guys haven't. Well, I know AZZ. You said you were lurking tonight, so well, that story went pretty fast. Hmm. So you guys have any comments on any of that? Okay, going once, going twice, moving on. So we'll move on to the next story then. So that was the lead story. I figured we should touch upon that because that's a pretty big story now. We've been hearing a lot about how Funimation has been trying to, Funimation and Sony have been trying to become a monopoly in the anime industry, and we're hoping that doesn't happen. But yeah, that's apparently. Then we have to put up with their agenda pushing. Anyway, so now moving on to the next story here. This one's more of an interesting piece that I saw. Dragon Ball. Why are there so many kinds? Yeah, that's an interesting question. There just seem to be so many kinds out there. Let's see. So I guess we'll get into this one a bit here then. Dragon Ball. Why are there so many kinds? In Dragon Ball, there exist multiple kinds serving varying roles. Why are there quite so many? Or why are there quite so many? And what are their roles that they serve? See all the of course you see the Kibito right there, I think in the middle. But in Dragon Ball, there exists the concept of a Kai. Those include the Kaioshin, Grand Kai, and the four Kais. Um, they, as characters, serve to create life forms and oversee the universe, as opposed to seeking destruction like the gods of destruction do, a la Beerus. Generally speaking, they hold the distinguished title of Kings of the Universe. Within Universe 7, one of the 12 universes in the series, there are 5 Kais. These include North, East, South, and West Kai, all of whom um, have been um, entrusted with ruling over their own specific area of the universe and governing the actions of the guardians, such as Kami. These 4 Kais all fall under the leadership of a Grand Kai, who oversees their actions. Essentially, you have 4 deities overseeing the 4 corners of the universe, and even they find themselves answerable to a being that is higher in the pecking order. Let's see. You'd likely assume this being to be an awe-inspiring king who wears royal garments that are decorated in diamonds and embroidered with golden threads. Instead, you have a boombox holding sunglasses wearing hippie. This leads us to the first reason why there are so many of these beings in Dragon Ball. And nothing more yet. Still only 3 people. Oh well. Okay, so we'll continue on with the story then. Kais play a vital and fun part in the storyline. See the younger one there with that little smirk on his face, and then the older one, well, like Kais in the Dragon Ball universe are unique characters as they flip royal expectations. They fit perfectly into the genre as shonen anime lovers to subvert viewer reader expectations and Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball series is no exception. For example, you have a martial arts master who is a pervert, Master Roshi, a scary goblin looking Namekin who is innately peaceful, Dende, and a loving king who chooses to dress like a teenager, the above mentioned Grand Kai. Um, in summary, it makes sense that there are a lot of Kais as they all add something different to the story. The North Kai, also known as King Kai, is the king of the north area of the universe. He assumes the role of Goku's mentor. We know kind of King Kai is, and in English funny in English because Sean Schemmel voices both Goku and King Kai there in the English dub, at least in the Funimation English dub. This mentorship, coupled with bad jokes and cool telepathy, makes for an awesome character who has much to contribute to the storyline in terms of humor and wisdom. His immaturity also mirrors that of the other Kais, perfectly complementing Dragon Ball's slapstick humor. West Kai's immature jibes at the expense of North Kai and his antagonism towards Goku also make for a good humor and healthy amount of protagonist aimed hostility. It's also worth mentioning that the character Chronoa, who is the supreme Kai of time, a deity that can manipulate time, in Universe 10, there also exists a Kai called Zamasu, who is a Supreme Kai apprentice. He is an intelligent and skilled character. Goku notably says that he may one day reach the strength of Beerus. And there's Zamasu on the right there. Excuse me for a quick moment while I go off camera. Continuing on here. So over here, the guy with the green skin there is Zamasu right there. He's a mentor to the yellow skin guy right there. Another reason. Okay, so this portion of the article is Kai's existing in a hierarchy. Another reason for why there are so many Kais is that they exist in a hierarchy, with each character having a role to play. Within that compact hierarchical structure, newbies who are unfamiliar with the concept of Kais will be surprised to learn that even the Grand Kai operates under even greater beings called Supreme Kais, who govern the universe as a whole. Making this hierarchy even more complex is the addition of Grand Supreme Kai, also known as Daikaio, Daikaio, um, who is the highest ranking Supreme Kai. If you're struggling to get your head around this order, it might be easier to think of it like this. Wherever there's a Kai, there's a supreme counterpart. For example, East Kai and the East Supreme Kai, accordingly, where there's a Grand Kai, there's a Grand Supreme Kai. Ties are required to watch over the universe. The main reason why Kais exist, as mentioned above, is because they have individual roles to play within the universe. The lower ranking Kais watch over the living world, but there are also Kais that live in the other world, also known as cosmos, and oversee the afterlife, as they are characters that seek to create, not destroy. They're important for the continued functioning of the universe. As far as literary roles are concerned, Kais often assume the role of narrator to help explain the plot to viewers, so they are also arguably kings of maintaining viewership. That's kind of a funny way of putting it, but yeah. But then, as in anything, everything needs balance. You need the balance between, you always have that ever present balance between good and evil. Um, that's why you have the ties who are for creation, you have the gods of destruction that are for that like Beerus who are for destroying. So representing creation with life, destruction meaning death. Finally, ties serve as friend and foe to the protagonist Goku. From King Kai as his mentor to Zamasu as his enemy, Kais are an integral part of Dragon Ball's overreaching plot, not only for stories, but for the development of main characters also. And that looked like it's the end of that part. Let's see if you guys had anything to say. Well, no, you guys are still lurking about. Okay. Hmm. 23 minutes in, so I get prepare the next story there then. Let's see now. Hmm. I am not Starfire writer Mariko Tamaki to helm Detective Comics. So we had her on recently here, talking about she's the one who I guess created Starfire's daughter, who is not the hero, or maybe a bit of a gender pushing. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna step away from my computer for a few minutes, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back now. Ah, so we're past the 26-minute mark here. Okay, so let's see now. Get to this story here. So on to the next story here. I am not Starfire writer Mariko Tamaki to helm Detective Comics. Sunday's online CCXP Worlds Expo was home to more than a blip of Godzilla vs. Kong footage. As DC announced that I am Starfire writer Mariko Tamaki will be the next writer on Detective Comics following the conclusion of the Future State event. There's a picture of Batman right there. Announced during DC Future State Batman panel, the core Detective Comics book will be helmed by Tamaki and Go Go Power Rangers artist Dan Morris. So these are the two people who are going to be writing Batman, basically. I think same team behind Future State Dark Detective limited series. This will not be Tamaki's first foray into Batman property, having written the Harley Quinn graphic novel Breaking Glass, and in a team up with Mora, the story The Gift, which was featured in the 1000th anniversary issue of Detective Comics number 1027. DC's announcement was heralded as a historic moment for female writers, with many touting Tamaki's role as a historic moment, as she is not only the second female author to write a core Batman title and the first to write one long term. Prior to Tamaki's assignment, um, the appropriately named Devin Grayson penned nearly 30 issues of the 2000 series Batman Gotham Knights. Though her appearances on the book were periodic rather than continual, I guess a picture of Dark Detective right there. Tamaki is also the author of I Am Not Starfile, the now infamous young adult graphic novel featuring Starfire's goth, lesbian, and body positive daughter, that has drawn the ire of fans and creatives across the board. Yeah, basically, I think she was utilizing Starfire's daughter there as a way to push an agenda. That's what I think. Best-selling and award-winning writer John Del Eros um, described this critical social justice theory based take on the orange skinned Titan's future as an example of the amount of lack of respect these corporate executives have for you. I guess so. Okay, so fat goth and queer Batman. Okay, so they're also trying to force this on their main books, and this is exactly how they progress things. He continued. They test things out. They don't care if it sells or doesn't, and then they force it on the main books to get this new audience they're not going to get. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. He further pointed out how there's so let's see who is this who's doing the talking here. Oh yeah, best selling on John Del Eros. He's the one who's commenting on all this. He further pointed out how um, they're also trying to force this on their main books, and this is okay. Actually, we read that part, I guess. But look at the contrast there. Got Starfire there on the left and her daughter on the right. And just that facial expression right there, her daughter looked miserable. Her daughter just kind of looked miserable in that look. El Eros also took issue with DC's promotion of the Tamaki as the first long-term Batman writer, arguing that once the company begins to observe SJW hiring practices, you can't really replicate it again and have the first whatever at DC Comics. Um, it's true, a creative team's historic importance was never the the selling point prior to this recent shift in culture, Del Arrows observed. Um, he then recalled how books such as Detective Comics were once praised for having decent storytellers and lamented how it has turned to celebrating stunning authors and writing specific characters, a la agenda pushing. Um, the author then explained, using a fair bit of sarcasm, that he sees this creative shift with Detective Comics um, as another slanted play at identity politics, one which he believes will result in poor storytelling and a failure to bring in new readers. There's Batman. Tamaki and Mora's Tamaki and Mora's will take over. Tamaki and Mora will take over Detective Comics in March with issue number 1034, following the conclusion of both Future State Next Batman and Future State Dark Detective. What do you make Tamaki on Detective Comics? Let us. Yeah, I think that would suck. Trying to push an agenda through Batman sucks. That's what I. That's what I. That's what my take is on it. Don't know if you guys agree or not, but I'm sure you probably do. But yeah. Let's see. So, any comments, guys? Going once, going twice. Moving on. We'll move on to the next story then here. Okay. Green skinned girl there. Justina Ireland provides details on new Jedi Vernestra Rowe and her Star Wars The High Republic story. Writer Justina Ireland recently provided an update on her upcoming Star Wars High Republic novel titled A Test of Courage. Ireland spoke with StarWars.com, who detailed the book um, follows a cast of diverse kids, including a young Jedi Knight and a more anxious Jedi Padawan, the quiet son of an ambassador, and a sassy tech kid and her droid. Um, as they head to the launch of the Republic and Jedi's incredible starlight beacon, disaster strikes, and they find themselves stranded on a peculiar jungle moon. They add Star Wars and the High Republic. That's occurred by New York Times best-selling author Justina Ireland. And let's see. Okay. Are we? Let's see. In the interview, Ireland would initially respond to a question about what it was like writing a test of courage. She stated, "I was pretty amazed. I would okay. It. I guess they forgot the item. It was pretty amazing, honestly. I imagine getting a chance to create the characters you want to see and putting them in a galaxy full of space wizards and the like. One that you've spent your entire life dreaming about. Yeah, amazing is the perfect way to describe it, but also falls so far from the actual depth of emotion involved." She then reveals her desire to have a Funko Pop of one of the characters, Vernestra Rowe. Um, she said, "All I'm saying is that if there's ever a Vernestra Rowe Funko Pop, I'll be I'll be unbearable to live with." And here's a concept art, I guess. There's Vernestra Vern Rowe here. Ireland then confirmed that the book will feature a character named Avon, Avon Steros, um, who is an ancestor of Sana Steros, a character that first appeared in Marvel's recent Star Wars comics. Steros first appeared in the comics claiming to be the wife of Han Solo, although she later reveals she only pretended to be Solo's wife for a robbery job the two did together. The character would later appear in the Doctor Aphra series as she traversed the galaxy hunting the one-time servant of Darth Vader. He he just lie. It's the only thing ever been good at. I should know. The name is Sana Solo. I'm his wife. Oh, oh no. Wife? Now who in the hell might you be, lady? As for Avon Steros, Ireland said she is only 12 and so not at all the person she will one day become. She added, "But for those wondering how the Steros go from this fairly affluent clan of politicians and scientists to scum and villainy, there is a story arc for that." Star Wars: The High Republic there. Some more concept art. Ireland then discusses Vernestra Rowe, the main Jedi character in the novel. That's the crux of Vernestra's character arc. How do you balance being so good at things with the very real problem of having very little real world slash galaxy experience? It's a bit of a Doogie Howser MD problem. You can be really good at your job even if you are still very young, but that doesn't mean people aren't going to doubt your abilities, Ireland said. Head knowledge and experience are, of course, two different things. Obviously, that's I think the point they're getting at here. And still, you guys are really lurking tonight. And at least we've been pretty consistent with 3 people. We're past 41-minute mark now. Back to the story here. She then adds, for Vernestra, these judgments don't bother her very much because she is very in tune with the Force and devoted to being a Jedi. But they do give her things to ponder and consider as she grows into herself. Ireland previously detailed how Roe deals with the Force, saying, for Vernestra, she sees herself as a small stream in a stream that flows into a river, which flows into a sea. Um, and that for her, the Force is this idea of all these differentiated different waters coming together into the crater. I think that's one of the things that's kind of cool about dealing with so many Jedi is we don't get that one perception of what the Force looks like. She continued. Ireland added, so for each of them, it's a very personal connection, which you kind of would think it would be. Um, but it's also great because it's fun because you can kind of foreshadow some character arcs a little bit with how they see the Force as well. I'll read this last part and see if you guys see if there's anything going on being said or anything like that. No, I guess not. Hmm. Okay, so let's see. So I guess continuing on then. Here's the official description for a test of courage. When a transport ship is abruptly kicked out of hyperspace as part of a galaxy wide disaster, newly minted teen Jedi Vernestra Rowe, a young Padawan, an audacious tech kid, and the son of an ambassador are stranded on a jungle moon where they must work together to survive both the dangerous terrain and a hidden danger lurking in the shadows. The book will be 240 pages long and is expected to be released on January 5th, 2021. Disney oh, a little under a month away. Disney says it's targeted for children ages 8 to 12 years old. There you go. More so I have one more story that I had, of course, planned for, and then I might add a story or two. I did the. I'll be there for you. Uh, and, wait, here we go. This Dogman story here is another like interesting looking comic here. Hmm. Dogman, Dav Pilkey graphic novels land DreamWorks adaptation. Dav Pilkey's smash hit graphic novel Dogman is becoming a DreamWorks animation movie, directed by Animaniacs writer Peter Hastings. This is what Dogman looks like. Okay, so Dav Pilkey's Dogman is coming to life as an animated film for DreamWorks. The Hollywood Reporter revealed that Peter Hastings will direct the movie adaptation of the hit graphic novel series. Hastings is best known for writing 90s mainstays Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. They're Pinky and the Brain. Let's see. This will serve as Pelkey's second team up with DreamWorks, who also adapted his Captain Underpants series into both a film and a TV series. Hastings also wrote 2 episodes of that series. I'll be right back. I'm going to have to go off camera here for a quick second. Let's see. This is my second project based on Dave Pilkey's books, and I'm very excited to take his funny, clever, emotional, and ultimately inspirational Dogman and make it a movie, said Hastings. Not just by telling the story, but by absorbing and building on its great sensibility, bringing it to the screen with deep respect to his gazillion fans, because I'm one of them. So that's kind of nice. You're so into something that you want to help adapt it. That's a pretty cool thing to do. Excuse me one more time. Sorry, guys. Go off camera one more time here. Oh wow, somebody left us. Boo! That kind of sucks. I hope they come back soon. Ah. Dogman follows the kid-friendly adventures of the titular hero alongside his friends Little Petey and ADHD, collectively known as the Super Buddies. The books have sold almost 40 million copies, and all 9 have been number one bestsellers, making them some of the most popular graphic novels of all time. Scholastic um, will release the 10th book in the series, Dogman, Mothering Heights, on March 23rd, 2021. And that one went kind of quick too. Huh. Oh, we got 3 people back. That's good. Okay. Sorry for not participating in chat. That's okay. I mean, hey, at least you're hearing in the background, right? I understand you're not feeling well. Actually, with the fact that it does seem like a slower night, in fact, I may just, I may just end this after an hour. I know I usually try to go. I try to stretch it to an hour and a half to 2 hours, but doesn't look like this is going to probably be one of those slower nights. I think I might add one story here, and then after that, I might start closing things down a little bit. Um, anyways, let me go off camera here for a moment. All right, then. I think I'll try one more story here. Let's see now. Well, there was one more story that did kind of catch my attention earlier that I wasn't sure if I would cover it or not, just simply because, um, considering we're barely coming up on an hour, I think I got enough time to touch upon it here as soon as I find it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Now, Woody, you might remember this. I know I vaguely remember this one, Spider Woman. The Spider Woman, and I think this was done maybe by Grant Way. Spider Woman's 1979 transformation was absolutely bizarre. So it's an opinion piece, I guess, here. Spider Woman's transformation in the 1979 cartoon series was a decidedly odd way to have her get into costume. Let's see how this guy chooses to describe this. Spider Woman has always been a character full of idiosyncrasies, and these seem to stem mainly from her tangential or tangential at best connection to Spider-Man. Um, this has resulted character in the character having various elements and powers that have changed over the years, and there's no better example of this than her 1979 cartoon. In the cartoon, Spider Woman has all manner of friends, plots, and powers that have absolutely no basis in the comic books. The most notorious of these is the way in which she transforms. Instead of putting on her costume, she would spin around in her webbing to make it appear. Kind of like kind of like Wonder Woman, I guess. There is a video of um, the intro to Spider Woman's transformation there. In Spider Woman, whenever Jessica Drew would need to quickly turn into her superheroic alter ego, she would spin around while surrounding herself with her webbing. This could be seen as the show's this could be seen from the show's intro, the narrator mentioning how Spider Woman is dedicated to spinning a similar web of justice. Occasionally, Drew would even state that it is. A time to spin a spider change before turning into Spider Woman. This transformation is odd even given the cartoons of the era. Um, in fact, the transformation seems similar to the live action transformation, as I just stated. Kind of funny. I just stated this too. Okay. In fact, the transformation seems similar to the live action transformation of Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. There, the titular hero um, would spin around in high speed to transform Diana Prince to Wonder Woman. This at least makes sense given Wonder Woman's super speed. It is also the basis of the Silver Age and Bronze Age comics, wherein Diana would transform by spinning her magic lasso around herself. hmm Actually, for Wonder Woman too, that it was that particular transformation technique was applied in the cartoons as well. In the times that you'd see her on the Super Friends cartoon, she'd use that as well, spinning around to transform. So that high speed spin, see her transform there. Oh, we got four people in here now. Hello, fourth person. Money shot. Oh, now we got four people in here. Continuing on with the story here. Spider Woman's new powers. The idea seems to be that the webbing Spider Woman surrounds herself with either creates a costume itself or allows her a covering venue through which she can change behind, which she can change behind to where people aren't like staring at her at her body. I guess this still doesn't explain how she manages to pull off this transformation so fast. A strange way to change costumes isn't the only new and odd addition to Spider Woman's character. In the comics, Spider Woman can glide on air currents, but this is changed to true flight in the cartoon. This also mirrors Wonder Woman in a way. In the Silver Age and Bronze Age Wonder Woman comics, the Amazon princess could similarly glide on air. Before the post crisis reboot officially gave her true flight. Likewise, the cartoon gives Spider Woman webbing like Spider Man, um, though the webbing seems to be organic in nature. She even shares Spidey's spider sense, as well as unique abilities to talk to spiders and breathe underwater. These powers are likely plot contrivances introduced to lazily explain away certain story elements, and Spider Woman Weird Transformation is probably the same case. Instead of animating Jessica Drew walking away to change into her costume, stock footage of her spinning her webbing makes for a much less tangled transition. So there you go. This last story, obviously, I added in there was, hey, Leto, it looks like you're here, man. Hey, Mike, hey, Toys, don't mind me. I'll be here, but driving to work at the moment. Yeah, well, tonight we might be wrapping up a little early tonight, Leto. It just seems like kind of a slower night. People coming in a little later than usual, and I've already gone through all the stories that I was going to go through tonight. Oh, hi, Leto. Hey, Toys. How's your night? Still dying. Uh, let's see. So now we're just past the hour mark. So is there anything you guys? Okay, because I've kind of already gone through all the stories I that kind of caught my attention for a night. Is there anything that you guys want to ask me about, or any topics you guys want to bring up to discuss? Anything on your mind tonight, guys? Or uh, hmm. All right. Well, let me ask you this: then, are you guys ready for this day in each history? I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up a little early tonight because it does seem like it is a slower night tonight. Um, do each history, close it out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night after that. How about that? Let's talk hentai parodies. Well, just kidding. I don't know any hentai parodies, but I'd be ready for that, Mike. Yes, Mike. All right. Well, let's see. Just for heaven's sake, don't bring up anything crazy like that. The election might have been anything but perfectly wonderful and perfectly executed. Well, I wasn't planning to. I get what you're saying because I saw that headline too. I did actually see that. I think Twitter or YouTube might be trying to censor that stuff again. So laugh out loud. Okay, so anyway, so let me just take a quick peek, and then I think I'll start wrapping things up a little bit here. 80, 1960, then 15, and then 2010. Okay, so yeah. So today, so without no further ado, then as I said, I'm gonna wrap it up a little early tonight here. It does seem like a slower night, so we're gonna just go ahead and get started here. All right, laugh out loud, and then just sad that YouTube is being this way after the history of what they used to be. Hey Woody, sorry if I don't respond. Driving to work, also funny toys. I feel the same. Yeah, Leto, we're gonna probably be wrapping up a little early tonight because it just does seem like a slower night. Um, maybe you guys might want to get a little more rest for I know you're off to work, so but anyway, so today being Wednesday, December the 9th, 2020, let's take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. Let me Okay, so first off, we head back 60 years ago today. On this day in 1960, Herb Freeman would defeat Tough Tony Bourne for the NWA Pacific Northwest Heavyweight title in Portland. Tony Bourne, of course, the father of the late Matt Bourne, aka Doink the Clown. But on this date, 60 years ago today, Herb Freeman would defeat Tough Tony Bourne for the Pacific Northwest heavyweight title. Um, Hi, Leto. Those fighting goats were hilarious. Okay. So, anyways, moving on a bit here. See to the next thing we're gonna be looking at here. Now, of course, we head back to 1980, 40 years ago today, as the 505th issue of Archie's Giant Series magazine would go on sale on this date. In 1980, it was only 50 cents. There's only two quarters on this date 40 years ago today. So on this date 40 years ago today, the 505th issue of Archie's Giant Series magazine would go on sale on this date on newsstands. Um, that and then moving on to the next thing here. Okay, on this date in 2010, which was 10 years ago today, the penultimate episode for The Legend of Legendary Heroes, The Last Day, um, premiered on this day 10 years ago today. So 10 years ago today, the second to the last episode of The Legend of Legendary Heroes, The Last Day, um, premiered on this date 10 years ago today. Uh, I'm sounding a little redundant there. And finally, on this date 5 years ago today, Moonbeam City, adult animated comedy series on Comedy Central, basically aired its last episode. On this date 5 years ago today, um, Moonbeam City would air its last episode after being canceled on Comedy Central. So that's all that happened on this day in Nietzsche history, guys. Um, I thank you for joining me tonight. I know it's a kind of a shorter night, but it does seem like a lot of people are tired, I guess, right now. So we're gonna wrap up the show a little early tonight. Um, about an hour and 10 minutes. So that's okay. So I hope you guys will be. I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow night. I'll have more news stories. Don't forget Friday, of course. I'll have Backgoat in with me. We'll probably be talking, comics. Hey, anonymity. Hey, hey. Hi, hey. Just got home. Yeah, and we're just winding down, anonymity. We're just winding down. Kind of got through pretty quickly tonight, and it just seems like there's. I'll watch a recap. Okay. Well, I keep my streams up, so um, kind of went through like 5 stories tonight. So, anyways, guys, I thank you all for joining me, and I do appreciate all the likes and shares. Hopefully, we can get some more people in here soon. Um, and until tomorrow, I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow night. Bye.